Congrats everyone on making it to today. It's so exciting.
Awesome, possum. Well, we are all here to show off all the things, all the culmination of everything that you've learned over these past couple months. This is your very last project that you are demoing for your big demo day. And if your friends and family couldn't make it, or anyone that you may have wanted on this call, this will be recorded, so you can show them the link too. Um, Alrighty. Um, I'm going to paste into the chat our order, and if you are seeing that your cohort mate isn't quite on the call yet, I would like you to just go ahead and jump right in, and I'll push the missing person if they are not here to the bottom of the list. We all have 5.5 minutes to show off what we're learning. Just as a reminder, please demo your pitches first before your project demo. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, let's also join in the chat. Okay, so starting us off is Adrian. As Adrian is getting all set up, I invite all the other participants on the call to queue up your projects, just like I asked you every project share. Get those things ready. We're getting out of knowledge tech zone. We're getting into presentation mode. Adrian, you let us know when you are ready, and I'll queue up your timer.
All right, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I think yeah, it's ready now. Okay. So yeah, my name's Adrian, they them. Before entering tech, I worked in politics where I was juggling logistics, data, and people all the time. And my experiences in that field taught me to stay adaptable and find solutions when things don't go as planned. And I noticed how the software-based tools we relied on would malfunction. So that really sparked my curiosity to learn more about tech, and that ultimately led me to Techtonica, where I'm learning how to build tools and stuff. So yeah, that's my pitch. Let me share my screen. One sec. All right, so I was under a imposed time crunch, and I was able to get a start on a game. I sort of started a new one. I was gonna continue with the one from last time, but the idea for this one, it was a coin flip game, similar concept, but basically the idea was heads would return a picture of a dog, and then tails would return a picture of a dog, sort of like defecating, I guess, but in a scenic background. So I thought that was an interesting concept. But yeah, what I got was able to start, it was basically this parent component, the main component, which is the app.jsx that is here, and then I was able to get coin flip controls and the a dog image render placeholder, and yeah, that was going to be used like for an API for this what is it this yeah, this dog CEO website where it gets random dog images. But yeah, that'll be implemented at some point in the future. But let's see. So yeah, so I basically have a counter, not a counter, a storage for the amount of times the this button is clicked for the coin flips, and it starts at zero, then it just goes up. And then the current image, uh, it would be displayed in this area here, but yeah, I need to get that going. And let's see, yeah, the heads or tails result will be updated in this line here, and then the coin flip function uses a mat.random. So with a ternary, that the true statement will heads, and then it will be tails if the this function's false. So that'll then go to the flip counter going up by one, regardless of the result. And uh, but yeah, then the this section of the code would handle if it was heads, it would get an image from a dog, the dog CEO, a random image with an API, and then the tails, I would probably have these local images saved. They're just a bunch of scenic pictures, but yeah, with dogs. So I thought that was cool. So I was able to get, yeah, just a placeholder for this part, for this component, and then uh, I got up to the coin flip counter here to, yeah, to update the numbers there. So yeah, this is what I was able to get started. And yeah, I guess any questions or yeah.
How'd you choose the puppy or poopy? We're remarking in the chat that this is very on brand and we're loving the creativity.
Like I guess yeah, I guess I just thought of I was like running or something and it just came to my head just to just to I don't know, because I just thought like because I think I was running and then I saw dog poop maybe and then I thought that was like gross, obviously. So then I was like, oh, maybe that could be a Tails result or something. I don't know. But then I just kind of sat with it for a while and then I kind of became this. So and then it sounds funny too, the words puppy or poopy. So yeah.
Nice. Way to consistently throw out those very memorable concepts.
Thank you.
Thanks, Adrian.
Yeah, no problem.
Alrighty, Dari.
All right, so let me get started here. First, let me go over my pitch. Hello, I'm Dari, short for Darimar Cáceres. I spent the last few years caring for my aging grandmother. And while it meant putting my career in tech on hold, it also taught me patience and reinforced the importance of empathy, community, and problem solving. I believe these are the same skills that make me a strong software engineer. I'm excited about Techtonica because it gives me the opportunity to build the technical skills I need alongside a supportive community so that I don't have to navigate this journey alone. Awesome. And now I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here so that you can see the project that I worked on. I will say this was really hard because there were so many games I wanted to create. And it wasn't until one of our sessions where Naomi just was like, well, you got to make a decision. And I said, you know what? You're right. I'm going to decide today what I'm going to do. And that's what I did. And so here it is. This is my Capture the Chick game. And basically, I have this little introduction blurb, and it goes, oh no, your baby chicks have scattered across multiple levels. Really, it's only two for this game specifically. And then it says, quick, get your baby chicks before the crocodile gets them. And then you have these cute little baby chicks here. I also added a button where if you press it, it'll give you the instructions on how to play the game. So first you select your character, and then selecting your character will start your game. And then once you go to the second portion of it, where the game map renders, then you're able to use your arrow keys, your movement keys here, where I also have some instructions for that as well, to move left, right, up and down. And then you have this close button here that closes that. And then if the user gets confused at any moment, they can continue to open and close that. And so now you get to choose your main character. And I thought this was pretty cool because I wanted to have something like I don't know if folks are familiar with like the Nintendo game. I think what is it called? It's like the fighting game where it's like you have all these different characters that you get to choose from. So that I kind of got some inspiration from there. But in this for this game, I'll just go ahead and choose the Swan. And here I have my swan, and I'm playing, and I'm moving my key. I'm collecting my baby chicks so that I can move on to the next level. And the first level is always the easiest. And to get to the next level, you have to go back to the nest. And so I'm back in my nest, and oh no, here's this mean crocodile dude who's my baby chicks are way too close. And I will say, the health is supposed to go down every time you get too close to the crocodile, but I have not implemented that logic yet. So, yeah, but every time you get close to the alligator, it's, maybe he whips you with the tail, and then your health goes down hard. I only have 2 levels for this game as of now, but I do plan on continuing to work on this game so that I can, get a little bit more creative with the different levels for this game. And like I mentioned earlier, you can click on how to play if the user ever gets confused about, oh, well, how do I get to the next level? There's some instructions here to kind of just help that. And then the user gets to end the game and goes right back and gets to choose another sprite. So maybe this time I'll be the flamingo. And same thing, I can go back and continue to play this game and play it as many times as you want, really, because I actually have this game. Well, right now I'm running it locally, but I have it deployed as well. So if you go to my GitHub here, let me just close this for a second. If you go to my GitHub, I have the game right here. So you get to play the game as many times as you want. And for sure, please provide me some feedback because I would love some feedback on how maybe there's like this other enemy besides the crocodile that maybe you want me to introduce, and I can introduce that as well. Or maybe there's some other characters that you want me to throw in here. Maybe there's a beaver character that is trying to get the beaver pups. So yeah. And then so yeah, let's move on to my code here. Uh, so yep, so I have my board component that I decided to create that has most of the logic here for the app.jsx. I have some of the characters here that I'm passing to my board component. So when you choose a character, that's how it gets passed over to my board component. And also the levels, which was a little bit tricky because I wasn't sure if I just wanted the board to render the levels, or just the main app.jsx to render the level. But I'm thinking I might just move that into its own component where it's like the board has like each level, and then I'm able to pass that as a prop. But well, the most fun I had was with the the choosing the main characters, where I had an array of characters here that I was able to pass through, and I used the dot map function to kind of just render those out. So, but yep, that's my game. Capture the Chicks. Please feel free to play it, and yeah, let me know what you all think.
Thank you, Dara. You got some love in the chat. Feel free to read that off. Casey, what you got?
All right, give me just 1 second while I put it on my other screen so there's not a whole bunch of junk that you guys see. Okay. Oh, no. Mhm. Okay. Um, mhm. Sorry, I'm losing my stuff here. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So I made a memory light game. Um, it's I was gonna try to do my Boggle one, but there was just like too much going on with that thing. So basically, you just have like your level and your score, and you hit start, and it will play a sequence of colors that you have to get correct. And if you get them correct, you move on to the next level. And if you don't, then it's game over and it saves your high score. Um, Pretty simple. as far as gameplay goes, obviously. And then my code. I've got right here. So basically, I just have like all the use states for the different sequences and the player sequence and if the button's active or not, if the player's turn is or it's their turn or not. And it kind of just goes through like the play sequence of it flashing the buttons and whatnot. Then you do your start game, of course. And then if you have the next level, it gets the next colors to add to the sequence. Then you have it all rendered here down at the bottom and stuff. And as far as my personal pitch goes, uh, hello, my name is Casey Dearman. I'm a woman of many talents, and in past lives, I have ran my own cosmetology business, helped start, build, and run a local business that is now has locations in multiple states. I also have some formal educational experience with software engineering and graphic design. Most recently, I have become a mother of a very vibrant and brilliant son who has taught me much patience, brought me much laughter, and has definitely tested my perfectionistic tendencies. He's a good influence. All of these things have helped build my character as I am a lifelong learner, a go-getter, problem-solving fanatic with good communication skills and a strong desire to help others when I can. I never back down in the face of adversity. Failure isn't an option for me because I never give up. I feel best when I'm productive and I'm always striving to be a better version of myself. I hope to be part of a technical team that does work for the greater good, a team that helps the downtrodden who seeks to better themselves, but they don't know where to start.
Thank you. Casey, you have a couple minutes left. Does anybody have any questions for this awesome matching or memory game?
What inspired you to pick this specific game?
Um, Really, I just didn't. I wanted sort of something that was similar as far as the grid layout thing went, because I'm trying to like kind of do some side work on sort of rendering those sort of things on the user side and like the back end of it and everything. So that's part of it. And the other part is that I just really like games like that, honestly. I mean, they're good for you. The whole memory challenge part. And I liked the idea of making the buttons and being able to make them all glowy and stuff.
Nice, awesome, awesome.
Any other questions? We have time for about one more. You just wowed the whole room. Alrighty, let's queue up. Who's next on our docket here? Looks like Luana.
Yeah, let me share. Okay, I will start with the pitch. So, hi everyone, my name is Luana. I'm currently a software engineering training with Techtonica. I'm originally from Brazil, where I studied theater and I work mostly with backstage, where my focus was creating great artistic experience for the actors and for the audience. So Techtonica was my first experience with coding ever, and through these 10 weeks, I have found out that I much draw to user experience, interactions, animations, and especially the games. I love the game. So my game is the same game as last time, but last time was only in JS, HTML, and CSS. So here is the snake game, and here is the game over, how it looks on game over, and I will show the code. So to make it to React, I have the assets, the components, and the configure files. I don't know if it's too small. Let me see. So for the assets, I have here the pictures for the arrows that are rendered on the screen. For the components, I have control JSX, game board JSX, and H2 JSX. So the game board is the main component. So here I have all the imports, the constants, and here I had to comment this. It was a constant before, but since I then made another thing, I had to comment out because it was no longer a constant anymore. So I have 5 classes. I have the snake class, the food class, the board class, and the game class. And here it's all the code, but the main thing is the React part that's here. So the React is what put everything together and renders on the screen. So I use state, use ref, and use effect hooks to do that. And was the hardest part for me because it was very hard to understand when to use which one. I broke game a couple times doing that. That's why there is like a bunch of comments here. So I can better understand that. And besides that, I have the controls. So the controls component is what takes care of the controls that now you can see on the screen, and also you can still control through the keyboard. And the HD is a term that I found on video development, like when I was watching how to do it. People were saying HDs, and so I thought that was a cool name to put in here. So it's where renders everything that you see on the screen, like the game over, the restart, the level, and all of that. And the last thing the last thing that I implemented is this configure files. It's a JS file and not a JSX because everything here is not like render on the HTML. It's just like 2 objects that handles the difference between the 2 models that I will show in the game later. So here I have the classic and the kids configure. So for the classic one, the speed increase every 3 tiles that you hit, and the tile size is 10 pixels by 10 pixels. The game over message is just game over. For the kids one, you will start at the same speed, but the speed doesn't increase, and the tile size is 20 pixels by 20 pixels, and the game over message is more like kid friendly. Oops, let's try again. So let me get back to the game here so I can show you the kids version. So this is, the CSS is different, but this is just CSS. It's not like anything on the React or anything. But here is the game over. And you can see the difference on the tile size and everything. And now that you saw, I can just switch between the versions. And here you can see on the phone how it looks like if you play on your phone, but it's not deployed yet, but it will be, I hope so. So the last thing that I want to say is that I have like a QA tester. Her name is Maria and she's 7 years old. She's very picky. So she has given me some very clear feedback about the things that she wants. So she wants the snake to be actually a caterpillar. Therefore, it doesn't make sense to be like squares. It should be like round things. And if it's a caterpillar, it should have an antenna. So the food items need to be food items that the caterpillar eats. Therefore, a very specific from the book, Very Hungry Caterpillar. And she doesn't like lose. She noticed that in this game, you can only lose and you can never win. So she wants a winning moment where the caterpillar actually becomes a butterfly and you have like a winning message. So those are things that I plan to implement later on my game. So that's it. I hope you like.
Okay, way to capture that those user stories and that user research. We haven't even taught y'all that yet. Nice. We have a little time for one question.
So what's the next game you're gonna build?
I need to do these caterpillar things on here, but I was planning on do a chess game, but seems like it's harder. But I really wanted to try to make a chess game. This is my plan.
I think if you have the time, you should do it. Just for
Yeah.
practice, just to
Mhm.
see if maybe it's like caterpillars playing chess. Who knows? Maybe it's like, never
I
know.
wanted to make like a Harry Potter chess, like with the Harry
Ooh.
Potter, I think would be very cool. So yeah.
Nice.
You might bring Maria into that MVP ideation conversation.
She tested Darius' game as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Alrighty, alrighty. Who is next up? It looks like Paige.
Everyone can hear me okay?
Yes.
Great. So I went a different route and created a PowerPoint presentation. I was told by friends and by research that sometimes demos are done through PowerPoint presentation slides, and I pre-recorded them. There are 10 slides. My last slide is the game ending slide. So I'm telling you that because my presentation, it goes about 6 minutes instead of 5.5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. Okay, sorry. Can everyone see okay?
Yes, very cute.
Thanks.
If there is sound, we cannot hear it.
Yeah, I had pressed start from beginning, and I'm not really sure it started on slide 2 for some unknown reason. So I'm just trying to figure out. I've like tested it a million times today, and no issues.
Gotcha. Is this slide 2 Paige? We cannot hear anything. You
You
may
can't
have
hear.
to unshare and hit that in the
Oh, share
little-
sound, right?
Yes.
I- I'm so sorry.
I forget that every time. I just say
Oh,
it out
share.
loud.
Okay. All right. Let me restart this. Okay. Can I get a thumbs up if you can hear it whenever I press start? Okay. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. I'm going to restart here. Share, PowerPoint, share, and share sound is on. Okay. Hi, I'm Paige, and my pronouns are she, her. I'm a former ecologist who loves whitewater rafting and animals. I'm passionate about merging technology with nature through ethical, sustainable designs. I'd make a good software engineer because I bring a systems thinking mindset and the ability to analyze ecosystems, both which are skills that translate well to designing sustainable software solutions. I want to contribute to building technology that drives environmental stewardship and social good, helping the tech industry create tools that are both innovative and responsible. And without further ado, here is my live demo on Suki's Sakura Catch. Here is Suki's Sakura Catch. On the left-hand side, you would insert the player name and the difficulty, easy, normal, or hard. You can press start or reset the game. Here I've accumulated information for the user, the player name, difficulty, your score, which can go up indefinitely, misses, which is a max of 7, and the current status of the game. So let's press start to play. Here the user uses the left and right arrows to catch Sakura blossoms. What happens if we miss 7? Well, let's find out. There is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh no, game over. Here we see our final score is 4, and the user can restart the game, and we can start all over, throwing Suki around and getting her catching those Sakura blossoms. In this presentation, I'm going to go over the user experience, how the game works, and code highlights. The player interacts with the game using both UI controls and the keyboard. The buttons handle the starting, pausing, and resetting the game, while the arrow keys control the movement. The game component acts as my central controller. It owns the main game state, the score, misses, blossom positions, and whether the game is running. Other components, like the scoreboard and controls, receive data through prompts. Based on the selected difficulty, I adjusted how fast the blossoms fall, how often they spawn, how far the cat moves per step, and how many misses are allowed. Let's take a closer look at the code. Why use memo? Use memo remembers the result so that React doesn't recalculate it every time unless something actually changes. So the blossoms fall using a timed loop that updates roughly 60 times per second. Each update increases the blossom's vertical position, creating a smooth downward motion. I also capped how many blossoms can exist at once to avoid overwhelming the player or the browser. Take a look at this code here within the spawn loop. You see this, it says crypto with a question mark. This is a built-in browser tool that generates random unique IDs, and these are assigned to each of my falling blossoms so that React doesn't get confused if two blossoms had ever occurred the same ID. If the crypto for some reason doesn't function, the date.now and the math.random is kind of a backup plan. Originally, I had gone into this section trying to use array indexes, but this didn't work because indexes change when items are added or removed, and this causes React to mix up elements. Hit detection is based on two checks. First, the blossom must be within a vertical catch zone near the bottom of the arena. Second, its horizontal position must be close enough to Suki for her to catch it. If both conditions are true, then the blossom is caught and removed immediately. Let's take a look down in the code. Why use catcher xref? Here it says collision checks always read the latest position, even inside a timer callback. So let's discuss it quickly. Imagine the xref as a sticky note, and the sticky note holds the current location immediately, and it holds that value. So every current position that Suki is in, xref quote unquote remembers it. And so where we are now in class, we would use potentially use states. Why a use state is not used here is because use states cause re-renders. And in video games, using re-renders can cause lag. It can cause issues with timing in the game. So using these sticky notes that will kind of hold the current position in her location. Instead of moving Suki once per key press, I track the direction the player is holding. A separate movement loop continuously updates the position while the key is held down. So this creates a smooth, responsive movement instead of choppy jumps. Let's take a look at something in the code here. Here you will see E dot. E refers to the event, and the E dot prevent is telling the browser not to do what it normally wants to do. It needs to do what I want it to do instead. So instead of scrolling when using the arrow buttons, Suki will move inside the arena. When the number of missed blossoms reaches the limit, the game stops automatically. An overlay appears showing the final score and gives the player the option to restart. This ensures that the user has clear feedback of the end of the game and also how to begin the game again.
Good
That's
job,
it.
Paige. Way to explore some future concepts, really dig into the current concepts. Nice execution.
Thanks.
Alrighty, let's move onward. It looks like we have Shu next.
Hello, my name is Shu Wang. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a software engineer in training, and I'm interested in tech because I have seen how just a few lines of code can completely change the way we work and solve everyday problems. So I'm interested and excited about building tools that can make things or your work much easier for anybody who needs it. So I currently work as a research bioinformatician, and this experience has trained me to break complex problems and find the root cause and solutions independently and in a team. I believe these skills can be translated into software engineer. So I'm also grateful for the opportunity to be part of this program during the past 3 months. I really enjoyed it. So I learned both technically like React and APIs, but I also get practice and advices on how to be a good team player. Thanks. So now I will start demo my games. So I built a game. I named is like Focus per Programmer. So it works like a way, like you are a CAD programmer. So what you want to do is to catch the bugs and fix the errors and don't get distracted by whatever the cat loves. So like the mice toy, yarns, and the catnip. Oh, what's it called? Catnip. Yeah. So I will show how the game acts. So the game, like you use left and right key, arrow key to control the cat movements and to catch whatever falling off from the top. So as you can see, the arrows, if you hit it, your score is increased. But if you hit the mouse, your focus is decreased. And actually the levels goes increases like every 20 seconds. With your levels increases, the items falling become faster. And you can pause it and reset it. So this is the whole of the game. Now I will show my code. Mm. Can you see my VS Code?
Yes.
Okay. So basically for this game, I separate into the different components, like the cat player. So it only holds the cat icon. And the controls is about the bottom buttons like start, pause, and reset. So there's another about the falling items. So it's control the falling items, but for this one, I use a separate item configuration. So everything is inside here. Like you have bugs and belongs to what category, what's the emoji, and what scores and energies. So you can use it in the final game board. Oh, yes. So the head bars controls the scores, focus, and levels. And the basic logic is in the game board. So in here, I wrote uh, the functions to control the cat movement, the items falling, and the how to handle the clearance. So here, actually, I use a lot about the use effect to make this game, how to say, working along while you play. And also I use some let's use memo to control the levels. With the use memo to control the level of the game, I need to use the use ref to penetrate, let the game knows like, okay, my speed needs to be changed. Yeah, this part is difficult. So actually, I got very good comments on how to make a better separation of my game logic and UIs. So in the future, I may need to separate the logic of the game functions out and keep this UI more clean. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Shu. Y'all are having a lot of fun with those hooks. Alrighty, see.
Hi, this is C. Goboshi Her. I come from a background in data analysis, and now I'm diving into software engineering with Techtonica. I really enjoy building things that feel intuitive and visually clean, whether it's a small interactive feature or a full web page. Techtonica supported me throughout the process by providing a structured, supportive learning environment where I could build both technical skills and confidence. The program helped me to break down complex topics like React, APIs, or Git into manageable steps, which made it easier to troubleshoot problems instead of feeling overwhelmed. Beyond the technical instruction, Techtonica mentorship and community were especially valuable. Having access to mentors and peers mean I could ask questions openly, learn from others' debugging approaches, and realize that struggling is a normal part of learning. Through regular feedback and collaboration, I learned how to communicate technical issues more clearly and how to approach problems um, methodically. I'm excited to grow as a developer through Techtonica and create projects that are smooth, accessible, and genuinely useful. Um, Let me share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Hi everyone. Today I'll be presenting my project, PhotoSnap. It's a React application that lets users search images using the Unsplash API with a focus on tracking and controlling search behavior. When the app loads, it automatically displays images for a default keyword nature. This initial load is intentional, so users don't land on a blank page. Users can type a keyword and submit a search. Results update dynamically in responsive grid. And I also have pagination buttons, allow users to navigate between result pages. Under search bar, the app shows how many searches happened within a 10-second window. I use 10-second window just to illustrate the functionality. Uh, it was supposed to be refreshed every hour. This content updates only when the users actively searches. So like if I search for cat, oh yeah, it already paused 10 seconds. So it go back to 2. But if I search again, it goes to 3. This behavior helps visualize how often the user is making API requests, which is important when working with rate limited APIs. So this Unsplash API has a limit of 50 per hour. So let's put this here. Now let's talk about technical challenges. One of the main challenges was preventing the initial data fetch from being treated as a real user search and shows search con and search word. To solve this, I introduced a dedicated state called has searched and use effect Oh, and I also have like a time handler. Um, oh, use effect to is to handle the initial batch and the keyword nature here. And UI elements like search cons and search labels only appear after has searched became true. This keeps UI honest and avoids misleading analytics. Another key challenge was implementing a time-based search corner without using like timers I used before. The solution was event-driven. Every time the user submits a search, I compare current timestamp with the previous search time. If it's like more than 10 seconds, the counter resets. Otherwise, it increments. This logic um, splits cleanly. Handle timer decides whether to reset. And here, fetch data is the single source of truth for incrementing search count. This avoids double counting and keeps the logic predictable. If I have more time, I would extend this project in several ways. The first is rate limiting UI, like disable the search button if a user exceeds the limit within an hour. The second would be persistent search analysis. Probably store search history across sessions using local storage, and also improve UX by adding loading states and arrow feedback during API requests. This improvement would definitely make the app more production ready and scalable. In summary, the
See.
okay,
Alrighty. Violetta.
Awesome. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Violeta Krotova, and my pronouns are she, her. My past roles have been in the tech recruiting space. Through that experience, I developed a deep appreciation for the technical side of what my candidates were building. That curiosity is pushing me to learn software development myself. I think I'd be a good software engineer because I'll be combining my people first mindset with technical problem solving and moving into software so I can create that kind of impactful tools and systems that I used to hire for. I am excited to be a part of Techtonica's supportive and collaborative environment to navigate this new journey. Today, I'll be sharing my final project. I have rewritten my original React game, as React has been reacting on me in all sorts of crazy ways, no pun intended. So learning how to do that in itself was a challenge. So now I will share my screen. All right. So here is my screen and the recurring Mr. Detective here. So my concept or idea that I was going for was an arcade type game. So I went with this kind of font, this colors. Essentially, the game is very easy as of right now. So you start guessing. Those are the instructions. You input a number. You click guess. The number is too low. And you click another number. You click guess. Number is too high. And you click another number. You click guess. And again, it says too high. I haven't actually won this game myself yet. I've tried many times and I haven't reached a number. But if you do get tired of guessing, you can just click reset and it resets. Something that I implemented that I was actually thought was really cool was this ability to change the mouse. So it is a pointer, and then when you get to the actual click, it's a little hand, and also the like the hover and the different colors. Something I did want to implement was a score sheet of how many times you have won, but that is for the future. So it's very simple and straight to the point, and I will now go ahead and share my code. Let me get to VS Code. All right. So here we go with the the JSX parts. So
Violetta, we can only see your browser. We do not see any code showing right now.
all right, so let me go ahead and lower that, open that. Sure. All right. I think that should be better, correct?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so here we go with my code. So I started with this function and setting up the random numbers using useState and setting up numbers from 1 to the max number, which is 100. I had then used the function to handle all the guesses, and for that I put in a function for a random number. It was supposed to say, hooray, the number was this and this, but like I mentioned, I have not guessed the number correctly as of yet. However, I did have the other messages show up, which is the number is too low and the number is too high. So then I have the handler reset function, which runs when the clicker clicks the reset button, and that lets it reset the entire game. And then I have the returning of everything. So the returning of all the components, the middle section. I ended up putting sections into my game because I wanted to add different layers and I wanted to add more things. However, because of the time crunch, it wasn't able to. But I did have one part as the top section, then I had the middle section, and then I had the button section, and all of that was stored here. And then for my CSS parts, so I had chose a specific font, the Jersey 10, which was indicative of the arcade kind of look. And then for the background, I had done the linear gradient with the two different colors. Again, I wanted to do like something different in the top section, but that didn't pan out. So I just had added back the image of the detective. And all the other things, the buttons and the coloring of the buttons was all here inputted in the one particular area, which was the middle section. And I think that is as far as my code goes. Thank you.
Thank you, Violetta. Alrighty, and last but not least, we have a recording from Redu. Let me get my shared screen up and I'll hit that share sound button courtesy of Paige. Thank you for the reminder. All right. Okay. Can I get a thumbs up for the co-host just to make sure we can hear this once I share?
Hi, I'm Redu Davison. I'm passionate about technology because I want to create tools that genuinely improve people's lives. My background in fashion design and behavioral work gives me a unique perspective. I understand both creativity and human behavior. By combining that with my growing technical skill set, I strive to build solutions that are fundamental, meaningful, accessible, and always designed with the user in mind. My project is called Heads or Tails. It's a simple but fun coin flip game built with React. The idea is to test your luck by guessing heads or tails and see if you can build a winning streak. Some of the key features include randomized coin flip with heads and tails images, a variety of win and lose images to keep it fresh, real-time tracking of flips, wins, and streaks, and a simple interactive UI built with React hooks like useState. The core of the game is the coin flip state function. It generates a random result, updates the coin image, and then changes if the player's guess matches. If it does, it updates the win count and streak and shows a random win message. If not, it resets the streaks and shows a loss message. For design, I used a worm gradient background to keep things fun. I centered everything with the flexbox, gave the buttons rounds, corners, and bold colors, and added a light shadow and border to the total box so it stands out. The messages also have a soft shadow and a smooth transition when messages change. Some challenges, I had trouble centering things at first, but using the Flexbox made it much easier. I also centered the totals box using the margin auto, which worked really well. Managing all the different states, flips, wins, streaks, messages, and images was another challenge, but it helped me see how useful React hooks are. I also learned how to deploy a React app to GitHub pages, which was really helpful. So if you go to my README in GitHub, the live demo section right here, you can just click the GitHub link and it will take you to the game. And when you open it, you have this, and it gives you heads or tails option, and you can click heads or tails. There you go. So far, total flips is 13, total wins is 6, win streak is 0 right now, boo, but it's okay. In the future, I'd like to add animation for the coin flip, even maybe add sound effect when wins and losses, track longest streak or win percentage, and maybe even add a leaderboard or multiple player mode. I'm really happy how it turned out, and I'd love for you guys to try it out on GitHub. I also want to thank my mentor, Andrew, for all of his support throughout this project. And I'm really sad I can't make it today, but looking forward to seeing everybody's presentation. Thank you so much, and good luck, everyone.
Awesome, awesome. I see we got some love in the chat for the recording. We see love the luck is on your side. Cheer. Good ideas for how to expand. Thank you, Andrew, and well done, Redu. Thank you all for sharing out in the chat. Alrighty, listen, we are here. You did it. Can we do like a flailing arms moment, a cheer moment, something? Let's celebrate. Oh my goodness. Y'all, you have made it through part 1 of the Techtonica program. It's been a long time coming. Some late nights, some banging your head on the keyboard, some code-based crying tears moments, some moments of excitement, moments of light bulbs going out and telling your friend and family member that don't care about the thing, just going on and on and on for hours. You are here. And I want to take just a little extra moment to celebrate because you all know how I get down. We have awards. So we want to celebrate specifics about what you all brought to your team, what you all brought to your cohort. Okay. And so we have some categories here to celebrate you all. We have best problem solver, exceptional code quality, most enthusiastic learner and balanced skills, resilient attitude, team spirit, creativity and design and user experience focus, community contributor, best adaptability, if I can talk, and innovative thinker, all in one. Best use of best practices and outstanding work ethic, and best overall performance. Now, we have taken a lot of this from like your non-technical categories, but really we were informed by who you are and how you showed up for your cohort. And so now we just got to take a moment to highlight that. And I welcome everyone on the call to celebrate each and every individual as they come up with us. To get us started with these little part 1 of 2025 H2 session, our awards initiator is Casey Tierman as our best problem solver for outstanding ability to tackle complex problems. Yes, you did it. And then next up, we have Paige Lee as community contributor for actively contributing to the program's community. Thank you. Yes. Yes, everyone. Violetta, you are getting Team Spirit Award for being supportive and encouraging to your team members. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Radu Davison, resilient attitude for demonstrating persistence and resilience in overcoming obstacles. All right, now, yes, 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 yes. Y'all are doing it. Adrian Guzman, adaptable and innovative thinker. If hey, you've already shown us that with your creative ideas, but effectively adapting to new tools, new technologies, changes in scope, and creative and original approaches. Yes. Alrighty, Luana Furtado, creativity and design and user experience focus for innovative and effective software design solutions, emphasizing the user experience. You already have an executive assistant and slash quality assurance person on deck. Alrighty, Dari, you have the most enthusiastic and balanced learning award for showing eagerness and enthusiasm in learning new technologies and concepts, excelling in both technical and interpersonal skills. Yes. Yes. We also have CUG, exceptional coder for writing clean, efficient, and maintainable code. All right, now. We also have Shu, hard worker and user of best practices. You are consistently applying industry best practices consistently with a clear effort, reliability, and professionalism. Everybody, let's give it up for y'all. But before we wrap up, we couldn't be here without thanking our sponsors, our donors, our advocates, our mentors, our volunteers, our families and friends, and the pet squirrel, your pet turtle that I always reference during session. Each and every one of you made this possible. And I want to hand the mic over to Michelle to say a few words.
Congratulations, everyone. That was so amazing. And I think my cheeks are hurting from smiling so much because that was fantastic. Congratulations. Clearly, you have put in so much hard work. And this is the first time we've done a part-time program. So you basically dealt with us as we figured out how this was going to work. And we know that most of you were working during the day. So thank you so much for being part of this. And we have loved having you in the program. It's been absolutely incredible. And we saw the fruits of that tonight. So great work. I hope you really feel accomplished and proud of yourselves for everything that you've done. We also would like to share your excitement about your participation in Techtonica and your accomplishments with our community in an end of year message. So we're going to open up the mic to any participants, mentors, volunteers, any supporters who are here to say a few words about how Techtonica has helped you in your learning journey, what you've appreciated, and maybe for other folks, like what your perspective has been watching the participants in the program grow. So open mic, who wants to go first?
I'll start us off as an additional attendee. I have really enjoyed watching some of y'all going from zero coding knowledge whatsoever and showing us right now on this call that you can build such an integrative game. You are building games. You went from zero 2 months ago, and now you can build a game, and you're gonna learn how to deploy that. You're gonna show it off and show all your pet turtles and squirrels, and it's just so remarkable to go from not really even understanding what's under the hood of a button to building a button and more. So kudos to y'all. That's really awesome.
I think
Go ahead.
you go, Sue.
Okay. I will share my thoughts first. So firstly, I really want to thanks to Techtonica. I think it's an amazing experience. Like during the past 3 months, I have access to the mentors, and I have like feedbacks to me, and also it's more like a collaborative environment. So technically, I learned React, I learned APIs, and I learned how to connect front end with the back ends. And also, I got feedbacks like, for example, my code, I received the comments, suggestions, and for my maybe uh, technically or non-technically, in which way I need improvement. And the third thing is I want to say is kind of like a real maybe industry collaborate environment. So it also make me to practice what is the best or professional way to communicate and collaborate with the team members. Like I got advice how to handle certain situations if in certain environment and how myself can grow in a collaborative way. Yeah, that's it. It's thank you. Thanks.
And I think for me, in my experience, coming into Tectonica, uh, I feel as though I didn't have I mean I had some confidence but just not enough where I always was second guessing myself and always thinking, well, this is what a software engineer is supposed to be and this is what it looks like. And at Tectonica, it kind of just showed me like, no, software engineers look like so many different things. And it kind of helped me grow that confidence and say, wait a minute, I'm building projects. I am a software engineer. So it gave me that confidence. It gave me the exposure of cross collaborating, and it gave me access to mentors that were able to answer all of my questions, no matter how silly they were. So it's been such a great experience, and looking forward to more. Maybe perhaps in the future becoming a mentor myself.
Yeah, so Tectonica has helped me realize how to or what it takes to learn the skill, daily showing up even when you don't want to, and just surrounding yourself with people who are on the same learning journey, and that learning, uh, people from different walks of life can learn. So that was pretty inspiring to be surrounded by so many people that want to learn as well. So and I liked how the exposure to all the mentors, they were all very different and had many they all had great things to say about the industry, and I appreciated their perspective on things. So yeah, those are my thoughts.
So for me, I felt, oh,
You could go.
okay. So for me, it felt like I was really on the job with some parts of it. When we were doing the hackathon and we had a deadline, or when we had assignments due, it really felt like you have to do it no matter what. Like there is a deadline. So I really like the aspect that you are put into a real life almost situation, and it really gave me the experience of what it would be like to work on a software engineering team with other people, collaborating with them, working on projects, pulling my own weights, and trying to find ways to make sure that everything works. So yeah, I'm really thankful for that experience. Now I feel like in the future I can potentially go in with some sort of an idea of how things work and how the industry works.
I want to touch on four things that I've identified. The first thing I'll focus on is the kind of sort of technical portions of Techtonica, learning the code, of coming in knowing nothing about programming, and now I can get through a game and understand things. So what I've learned from that is that I really love back-end coding, not a fan of front-end coding. And so that kind of helps me identify what path forward is for me. So I want to speak more to the non-technical portions of the program. I've been quite vocal with my feelings and my thoughts and my perceptions of the program as a whole. The feedback has been taken with grace and been everyone has been so receptive to that. I want to point out that the mentors, the availability of mentors, the vast knowledge that's there, and the help that they give has been immeasurable. And so that was just super valuable for us in the cohort. Um, how to self-advocate was kind of an overarching theme that we kind of hit on every day, either consciously or subconsciously, and how important it is to self-advocate going forward because we are from marginalized communities or we're in some form of minority communities, and self-advocating is going to be super important for us because we're already going up against a environment that's not really geared towards us. And the last I want to speak on is to highlight Naomi and Daima. The staff has been absolutely incredible. And honestly, I could sing praise for Daima all day. Her leadership skills have taught me so much. I told her in our one-on-one that I often just watch her when we're in cohort meetings because the way that she commandeers the room, the way that she interacts, even when she asks questions and nobody answers and nobody wants to engage. Her and honestly, Dari both just kind of take charge and they're like, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We're going to keep moving. It's cool. And seeing those leadership skills in action, I keep notes for those to help myself become a better leader. How Dari and Daima and Naomi made me feel throughout the cohort, I took note of that. And that's the way I want to make other people feel when I interact with them as a software engineer. And so for me, that was highly valuable. And so I just wanted to sing praise to you all.
For me, how Techtonica has helped me in my learning journey. My learning journey started with me in free code camp. I remember the first lesson was just like comment a code on JS, and I was so happy that I did a comment. I was like, okay, I did a comment. And then like when I printed the hello world on the HTML, I was like, oh my goodness, it's over there. And now like the game. So I'm very happy with how it challenged me. We do something, and then it's like, okay, now you're gonna deliver your recipe page. I was like, no, I just did the hello world. How am I supposed to do like a recipe page? So I feel like very challenged, and I really like the community aspect. How I never met any of you like in person, but I feel like I meet you and I know you, and we communicate through Slack, and I know like all of you, and it's so nice. And the access to the mentors, JP, like I don't know if he's watching, if he's here, but like thank you so much. So he challenged me as well, and I learned so much. Daima, Naomi, all of you. I mean, yeah, I love Techtonica. Thank you so much.
Awesome. I see Andrew dropped a really awesome comment in the chat. I'm gonna read it off. And if you feel like you want to come on mute.
I can read it if you like. I don't mind.
Sure, yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrew. I was a mentor this session. Um, so I've talked before, I think, briefly about about where I see the tech industry going, and it boils down to like the effect that AI is having. And I'll keep it short because I could go on for a while about this, and there's no shortage of things you could read out there about like AI's impact and yada yada yada. Tectonica has reinforced to me the importance of bringing in more people, bringing in more voices, more ideas, more backgrounds, more faces, literally faces, to the tech industry. The more we can keep it fresh, the more we can keep things moving, the more we can keep ideas flowing, the better everyone's outcomes will be. And I don't just mean like y'all, I mean like everyone who touches on tech, which is nowadays basically everyone. This is especially true during the big AI boom, because like there's the lingering question of what comes next, right? And so what comes next after the AI boom? I strongly believe that the tech industry will only survive, not just survive but thrive. Like we want to be able to thrive here if we continue to bring in more and more people, more and more voices, more and more ideas, more and more backgrounds. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for engaging with one another. Thank you for engaging with the content, the program. Keep it up. Stay strong. Y'all are killing it. Thank you.
And I just want to throw it out there. This is actually sign language for clapping. So this is me clapping. Yeah.
I'll say something. I just want to thank every single participant for putting in such hard work and uh, just letting yourselves grow and learn, giving yourselves the opportunity to do something that you are interested in that is so difficult. And not to repeat too much of what has been said, but it is so important that you have continued on this path. And I'm so proud to have been able to work with all of you. Really, it's so amazing to see the projects that you came up with today. Mind blown. And I was sort of joking with Dari earlier that maybe we should trade places a little bit in session two. Because I don't know, I think y'all are going to have to start teaching me now because that was amazing what I saw. Great job, everybody.
I'm really grateful and thankful for the opportunity that I've had to learn more and build upon what I already knew and to get to know every one of you. It's been a wonderful experience as far as feeling like I was part of a team, like we were all working towards a goal together. And I really appreciate that because you don't always get that, you know? And it's been great learning extra things too, like building upon the JavaScript I knew, but also like learning more of React stuff. This whole cohort has really inspired me and has really brought a lot of feelings of like being proud of myself because I've gotten so much done and it's really exciting. So I appreciate that.
Talk about during my pitch, but yeah, as I mentioned, beyond like the technical part itself, it's a like structured, supportive learning environment. I really appreciate Techtonica. Also help me building the mindset of an engineer. Where I learned stay curious, persistent, and also comfortable working through uncertainty. Yeah, thank you so much for my peers. Everyone taught me, not only like tech part, but also like non-tech parts.
I think we have heard from everyone on this call. Michelle,
I'm
back.
not quite done though, Diane. Now I get to sing your praises. I had to tell everyone that honestly, Daima is the heart of the program. And I don't just mean that in a heart beating, like keeping things moving way. She brings so much love and care to the program, and she's continuously making it better. She's always thinking of what we can do. If you think about it, doing the same training over and over could get boring, but it can't with Daima because she honestly is like always thinking ahead. Okay, what can we do to make this better? How can we align this better with what company needs are? How do we make sure that they're understanding this is what they need in the workplace? So she's so thoughtful, and we are ridiculously fortunate to have her here. As I was looking through all the awards for all of you, I was like, Daima could win all of these. I feel like she embodies all of those positive characteristics. Um, and she finds them and encourages them in participants. She's reliable, steady, enthusiastic, inclusive. She's a great communicator and collaborator. I love brainstorming with her because we always figure things out. Um, and she's adaptable, persistent, and like I said, caring. So thank you so much, Daima, for taking this new idea of a part-time program and running with it and making sure that it was done with love and care. We all appreciate you so, so much. Okay, so to wrap up this whole showcasing of how people did, I did also want to wish, well, yeah, I guess from all of us at Techtonica, I want to wish everyone happy holidays and an amazing new year. Thank you so much for your support and for being part of this community. All right, Daima, back to you.
Yes, and thank you once again to all of our mentors and all of the other staff on team. You really have truly, truly been a part of that iteration process. So thank you for keeping the wheels turning and making sure we all work together to support each and every cohort. Again, thank you all for sharing this wonderful impact with us this year. We would love to continue seeing that happen for many years to come. So if any of y'all on this call know of anyone that would like to make individual or company connections with Techtonica, let us know, specifically places or people that are hiring or able to offer referrals or corporate donations that really make sure that we can continue all of the beauty that you all expressed for other lives. So thank you all. And with that, we will conclude our time together. Congratulations, 2025 H2. You've completed part 1 of the program.
Wait, should we do our traditional group screenshot of us cheering? Woo-hoo.
Oh, yeah. So let's all cheer together if you're willing. Usually we all throw our hands up. Michelle, would you like to do our screenshot?
Okay. I was not ready for that, but I will be in a second. All right. If you would like to be in the picture, please look at your cameras now and cheer in whatever way you think is best. On 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. I took like 10 of them. Hopefully there's a good one in there. Thank you. Thanks so much, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Congratulations.
Great job, everyone. Happy holidays.